You've done it. You've built a six-figure business. You followed the advice. You put in the late nights. And on paper, you are a true success story. But if you're being honest with yourself behind the curtain, it feels less like a business you're running and more like something that's running you. I get it. Your calendar has back-to-back meetings and feels like a battlefield. Your team, if you have one, is stretched thin, trying to keep all those plates spinning. Your clients, the people you love to serve, are starting to notice those little cracks. And every important decision, every approval, every little fire still has to be put out by you. You didn't just build a business, you built yourself a cage. And you've become the biggest bottleneck holding yourself back. You lie awake at night with those endless to-do lists running through your mind, wondering, is this what success feels like? What if I told you you could bring in a single AI agent? Think of it as your digital operations manager that could clear up so much of that chaos, not in 6 months, but much faster than you think. What if you could get back to being the visionary, the CEO of your business, instead of its most overworked employee? I'm Kathy Feather, owner of K Feather Solutions, LLC, your best bud in building the back office that supports the life and the business you want. Stick with me because we're about to gently dismantle the things that are holding you and your business hostage today. It's a funny thing that happens right after you cross that six-figure milestone. The very qualities that got you there, the hustle, the grit, the personal touch on absolutely everything, suddenly become the walls that keep you from growing beyond it. The mindset that built the foundation isn't the one that can build that skyscraper for you. You're stuck in what I call the six-figure slog. And it's a really tough place to be. From the outside, things look great. Revenue is climbing. You might be hiring and people are noticing you. But behind the scenes, you feel the foundation cracking. You're constantly being pulled in a dozen different directions. Marketing, sales, client work, finances, team stuff. It's not just about being busy. It's a sign that the systems that got you here are breaking down. Deadlines start to slip, maybe just by a day. An onboarding email is sent late. A follow-up with a client gets missed. These things feel like small things, but they're symptoms of a much bigger problem. It's called operational chaos. The fallout from this, it's really tough. Your team, who you brought on for help, now feels like another source of stress because they're always waiting on you for an answer and approval. They can't move forward because you have become the center of it all. You feel completely overwhelmed. Morale takes a hit. Good people get frustrated. Even worse, your client experience starts to suffer. The magic you used to deliver feels a little watered down because you're spread too thin. You find yourself thinking, it's just faster to do all of this myself because the time it takes to explain, document, and train someone feels like time you just don't have in your day. This is the number one reason businesses get stuck. It's not about finding a new marketing trick. It's the lack of solid, scalable operational backbones. You're trying to run a multi-six-figure business with a five-figure support structure. And it simply can't hold the weight. The dream of freedom and the impact that got you started now feels like your own prison. You built it accidentally, but you built it nonetheless. And the only way out is to work harder. But fundamentally, you actually need to rethink how your business runs. For years, the advice has been to just hire more people, more VAs, more project managers, more help. But for a lot of modern businesses, that model is really broken. Hiring is slow, it's expensive, and every new person adds another layer of communication and management. You solve one bottleneck, creating a different one. But what if the problem isn't the people? What if it's about the process itself? The real bottleneck isn't how hard you work. It's the manual, repetitive, disconnected tasks your business depends on daily. It's the messy gap between a new person signing up and them actually being onboarded in your business. It's the space between a client having a win and it being tracked and celebrate it, sending an invoice and the money actually being in your bank account. These are little friction points that create drag, burn cash, and stop your growth in its tracks. This is where AI agents come in. And it's so important to understand, I'm not talking about simple chatbots. A chatbot is reactive and follows a script. An AI agent is different. It's a smart system that understands the digital environment. It makes decisions and handles complex multi-step jobs with very little human help. Think of it less like a scriptwriter and more like a digital team member that learns along the way. This mindset shift is to stop seeing AI as the fun little tool and start seeing it as a core process and part of your team. Consider it your AI operational manager, working 24/7 to build and ensure your business runs smoothly, efficiently, and most important, profitably. This isn't replacing amazing team members. It's allowing them to free up from that repetitive work so they can focus on the high-value, creative, strategic things only we humans can do. These agents are the heart of a new way of working, sometimes called hyper-automation. They're different, smart technologies, and they work together to run whole parts of your business. They aren't just here to answer questions. They're here to run entire operational components for you. We're talking about AI that can find leads, book calls, or AI that can manage projects and follow up on invoices. So you focus on the important things only you and your team can do. So let's get practical and talk about the first door to your business, which is often the leakiest, getting and onboarding your clients. You spend so much effort on ads, content, and networking to get those leads. But what happens when someone raises their hand and says, I'm interested? For most, it's a bit of a scramble. DMs get missed, emails get buried, and follow-up is spotty. The potential client feels that friction immediately. And the speed to lead time is measured in days, not minutes. Yes, that client notices. Then when they do sign up, the onboarding is this clunky manual process, sending a contract, scheduling calls, and chasing down forms. It can set a rough first impression with that client and eats up hours of you and your team's time. The whole thing is a huge bottleneck, and it costs you both clients and momentum. Now, imagine you install your first AI agent, a client acquisition specialist. When a new lead comes in from social media, your website, or your email, the agent sees it instantly. It starts the conversation for you. Using natural language, it can understand what that client is asking for, qualify them based on criteria you've set, budget, needs, other things, and then figure out the appropriate next step to give that lead. If the lead is a good fit, the AI can become the demo booker, booking that calendar appointment, and then pop it right onto your calendar with all the leads info attached. It handles the back and forth scheduling without anyone lifting a finger, and you are almost fully prepped for that discovery call. Better yet, when the person says yes and signs on the dotted line, the baton gets passed to your onboarding agent. This agent runs the perfect welcome sequence each and every time, automatically sending invoices, warm welcome emails. It delivers onboarding documents and checklists to the client. It can even schedule out kickoff calls for 12-week programs you might run. The client goes from signing up to feeling completely taken care of in minutes, not days. The change is huge. You've plugged the leak in your sales process. No lead gets missed. Your follow-up is instant. Your onboarding is seamless and professional. And that helps you build trust and excitement from day one with your clients. Your team is now free to have high-value conversations with perfectly qualified warm leads. You didn't just hire an assistant, you installed an entire client acquisition department that's efficient and can grow with you. The next bottleneck I often see is when things slow down in a group coaching business happens after the sale, client management, project tracking, and keeping an eye on the money. As you bring on more clients, the complexity explodes. Trying to remember where everyone is, what they've completed, and what comes next for them becomes a full-time job, a spreadsheet nightmare. Questions like, did we send that resource to Jane? Has Mark done his week 4 work? constant low-grade anxiety for you and the team. And at the same time, your finances become a source of friction. You're manually creating and sending invoices. You're chasing down late payments, which is not only awkward, but also terrible for your cash flow. You get so busy doing the work, you have zero time to really analyze the business's financial health, leading you blind to where your money might be leaking out. And this doesn't just slow you down, it eats away at your profit day after day after day. Now, let's bring in another AI agent. And this one will act as your project and finance controller. This agent connects your project management tools, your calendar, and your payment systems to become a single source of truth for how your business is running. First, it helps track client progress. The agent can see when a client completes a module or submits work and updates their status. It can be set up to send friendly check-in emails and reminders, making sure no client ever feels like they've fallen off the radar. And if someone is falling behind, the agent can flag it so a human team member can reach out personally, turning a potential problem into a caring touch point for you and your business. At the same time, this agent can transform financial health for your business. It becomes your automated accounts receivable department. It generates and sends invoices on schedule. And maybe most importantly, it follows up on those unpaid invoices with a polite but persistent series of reminders, so you don't have to be the bad guy. This alone can dramatically improve the cash flow of your business. But it goes even deeper than that. By looking at your sales data, payments, and expenses, the AI can spot things that are nearly impossible for us as busy professionals and founders to see. It can generate reports that flag clients who might be ready for an upsell, identify contracts coming up for renewal, and even spot duplicate subscriptions that are wasting you time and money. This isn't just about saving your time. It's about actively finding and recovering revenue in your business. By bringing in this one agent, you've systematized your client delivery and finances. Your team isn't guessing anymore. They're clear, automated updates coming to you. Your cash flow is more stable, and you, the CEO, finally have a clear, real-time dashboard on the health of your business, so you can make smart decisions based on data, not your gut feelings. You're probably started to see how just focusing on one or two of these areas can completely change the feel of your business. And honestly, your business probably has at least 5 of these bottlenecks costing you time and money right now. To help you spot them, I've created a blog with the top 5 bottlenecks you could eliminate with an AI agent. The link is right in the description, so go ahead and click it and find your single biggest opportunity for growth in your business. This might sound pretty powerful, but maybe a little overwhelming for you personally to set up. And that's the wonderful thing. You've got me to guide and maintain your agents for you. Together, we actually can get your first agent up, running, and fine-tuned within 30 days by following a simple, friendly framework that I work with you through. Step 1, we audit your bottlenecks. First things first, we have to know where that friction is. Don't try to boil the ocean. Grab a piece of paper and jot down 5 tasks in your business that are most repetitive, time-consuming, and where things tend to fall through the cracks. Is it chasing leads, onboarding your clients, following up on invoices? Be really honest about where you feel the drag in your business. Step 2, rank them by impact. Once you have that list, look through it from a financial lens. A missed lead has a direct cost. An hour spent creating invoice has a direct cost. A client leaving because of their messy onboarding experience has a huge direct cost. Circle that one bottleneck that if you solved could have the biggest positive difference in your revenue today. That's our starting point. Next, we start small with one clear, achievable project. We pick one and we set up the agent to handle that simple, high-impact task you just identified. If it's appointment setting, have the agent just do that. If it's chasing invoices, focus on that. The goal is a quick win so we can prove how this works and build momentum in your business. Now, I'm a data gal. Before we start, we need to take a snapshot of how things are now. How many hours a week do you spend on this? What's the current response time to new leads? What percentage of your invoices are currently paid late? Then, after we run that agent for 30 days, we measure again. We look at those numbers: time saved, tasks completed, maybe even your personal stress level or your team's stress level. That data gives us a clear picture of the return on this one small investment and helps you make a clear case that you should do more of it in your business. Lastly, we're going to scale with intention. Once we have that proven win, we start to expand. We could add more tasks to that single agent, or we could start a whole new agent to tackle a different area of the business on the list. The key is step by step solving one problem at a time, ensuring it's stable, validating results, and then moving to the next. This is how we build a truly automated, growing business to eliminate bottlenecks, one bottleneck at a time. Moving from your existing business framework to a calm, streamlined, 7-figure enterprise isn't about more hustle. It's not about finding more hours in the day and pushing your team even further. It's about a fundamental shift in your role, a transition from being the main operator in your business to becoming the true visionary for your business. For too long, your growth has been tied directly to how much you personally can handle. By being the hub for every task, by being the decision maker, you've accidentally put a ceiling on your own business potential. Bringing in AI agents is a powerful way to break through that ceiling. It's not about creating robotic companies. It's about using technology smart and automating what the machines can handle so we as humans can handle what we need to handle. And that allows us to do what we do best: build relationships, think creatively, and deliver experiences that transform the lives of our clients. So stop letting your growth create chaos in your business. Stop being trapped by the success you've worked so hard to build. It's time to fire yourself as the chief bottleneck in your business and hire your first digital team member. It's time to install that digital operations manager, smooth out the friction, and step into the next level of freedom, impact, and growth that you know you and your business are capable of.